YouTube, Kurt Curtis, quick video today. I just wanted to bring something up that I saw recently. So I'll get right to it. When I'm driving, I like to listen to podcasts, and part of the rotation of podcasts I listen to is Insight with Chris Van Vliet. If you don't know who he is, probably most wrestling people do, but just in case you don't, he does long, basically hour-long interviews with wrestlers or famous people that like wrestling or people associated with wrestling. I listen to the audio version on Spotify. He does post it on YouTube as well. I've seen clips of his for years at this point, but I'd say about 4 months ago I actually started listening to the full episodes on Spotify, just while driving to and from work and that kind of thing. And he's no joke. He has a huge reputation. He gets some big guests, and it's very high quality interviews, stuff like that. And recently he interviewed Kevin Owens, and he took part of the interview to talk about wrestling cards, which is, in my opinion, a big deal. He didn't start the whole interview with it, but when he got to segue into the wrestling card part, he started off saying that he recently got into collecting trading cards, which I assume was wrestling cards. And if that is the case, that is really big for wrestling cards because, like I said, his platform is massive. And if he starts throwing in interviews here and there talking about cards with the wrestlers and stuff, that could be a big deal, because even if like a fraction of a percentage of his followers like look into wrestling cards because of that, and even if like a fraction of a percentage of those people actually get into wrestling cards, that's still like a huge number of people, because he has so many people that follow his show. And yeah, I just wanted to bring something up. He asked basically Kevin Owens about the inscriptions, because with Topps Chrome, as we know, a lot of the wrestlers started putting some inscriptions on the cards, but out of everyone, Kevin Owens seemed to stand out the most because he did a lot of them, and he had funny ones, like I ate soup once. I'm sure you guys have seen these online and stuff like that. And so Chris asked him about it, and Kevin basically said that he thought regular autographs were quite boring. It's just kind of a scribble, and he wanted to give something extra, which I give a lot of props to Kevin for doing this, because he doesn't have to. He can just sign real quick and be done with it, but he wanted to throw something extra in. And I don't know if these wrestlers or even anyone that signs for cards realize that like people that are actually into cards like really appreciate that. Like the people that actually take the time, like for instance, like the Undertaker has a really nice auto. Like we recognize that, and it's really cool when people go out of their way, like these wrestlers go out of their way to do something like that, even just making their auto nice, but doing the inscriptions too, really awesome. So he said that if it was up to him, he would have inscribed every single auto, but I guess the representative there told him that he can't do all of them. It'll just take too much, but they didn't tell him how many he could or couldn't do. And Chris asked him how many did he do, and he guessed that he did maybe 40 to 50 inscriptions, which online, maybe we've seen a dozen, maybe 15 or so, at least that I've seen. But you have to keep in mind, not everyone, I think people just think everyone just does social media, and that's just not the case. I'm sure most people have it, but not everyone posts. There's people that just collect and they mind their own business and stuff like that. So there's probably a good chance that a lot of these have been pulled. It's just no one publicly posted it online. It's just in someone's collection. Good chance a lot of these are still in boxes as well. But yeah, 40 to 50 is quite a lot. Chris asked him about like what are some cool ones that haven't popped up yet that you haven't seen online, and Kevin immediately says there was one that he wrote that said, "Don't follow us at the airport," and that kind of segues into the next portion of the interview where Kevin starts talking about his airport experiences with fans, kind of like swarming them for autographs and stuff like that. So it does segue into like the other part of the interview, but for a good 3, maybe 4 minutes or so, they're talking basically just about the Topps Chrome wrestling cards, which I thought was really cool. And Kevin just seemed like it was a normal part of an interview, and I don't know, I thought it was awesome. I thought I would share it. Chris also mentions that like now that this "don't follow us at the airport" auto inscription, when it gets found, if it hasn't been found yet, might be his most valuable auto, because now there's this interview with him talking about it, and out of all the autos inscriptions that he did, that was the one that he like threw out there that hadn't been found, that he thought was, I don't know, cool, I guess. But he also mentions there's that with autos, like he's been asked before to like confirm if he's signed something, and he kind of goes and says like, I probably did, but it's very possible someone else did too. So I guess he inscribed one auto too that said, if you ask me if I sign this, I'll say no. I don't know, just trying to be funny and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video sharing this because I thought it was really cool that wrestling cards came up in this interview, and it was just being discussed for a little bit. And I don't know, a year ago, this never would have happened. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys may have heard this interview. This might not be new news, but just in case you haven't, thought I'd share what was going on, what I found. I don't know, kind of made my day. I thought it was cool. Definitely going to help wrestling cards grow if these get talked about more with, you know, big stars like Kevin Owens and even Chris. He's no joke, you know, he has a huge following. Appreciate you guys watching. I am going to be doing, it's not card related, but I am going to be doing a WrestleMania predictions video in a couple days here just for fun, just to kind of fill in the gap between content. And yeah, WrestleMania weekend coming up. I already told my girl, cancel all plans. It's not happening. I'm not available the whole weekend. WrestleMania weekend, I'm not leaving. We're watching WrestleMania. So I made that clear, so should be a good weekend. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, until next time.